So, this was certainly something, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure my friend Pax, aka Alexander, yeah, whatever. Yeah, for those who are shipping Jack and Ashi, you got your wish. It's safe to say that you guys got your wish, and I don't know, maybe this hasn't been the strongest episode. Wait, let me explain. What I mean is, this felt kind of, we're coming to the end. We've only got now 2 more episodes left of the series, before the series end of Samurai Jack. And to have to have your third of one of the last 3 episodes be one where it's Jack and Ashi awkwardly getting together, it feels kind of odd. Like, that feels like odd placement. I don't know. But not to say this episode's bad. I do not think this is a bad episode. There are some cool things in here. But this would probably be, if I was to rank the episode, again, the episode so far, this would probably be at the bottom of the 8 so far. But keep in mind, Samurai Jack has been consistently the best thing. The final season of Samurai Jack has been consistently the best thing. But this has probably been like this is the weak link in the chain. And keep in mind, when I say weak link, I still mean, that's like putting titanium in a chain of adamantium. God, I am such a fucking nerd. Or should I say, whatever. Point is, I still like this episode, but as far as the other 7 episodes we've seen previously, this would probably be the one, if I was to rank them, this would be at the bottom of the list. But keep in mind, we still have 2 more episodes left, so, yeah. And keep in mind, I did like this episode, so, but not as much as the others, is what I'm trying to say. That's why I like this episode, but not as much as the others, is what I'm trying to say. So there you go. If you like this episode, that's totally fine. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, that is totally fine. No ill will against you. Me personally, I was just like, okay, not to say it's bad, but not an episode I'd return to watching. But there is some good stuff in here. Like, Walrus Zoidberg. The moment I saw, like, the Walrus salesman, and then he starts talking, I'm like, oh, that's Zoidberg! What about I can't do Zoidberg. What about Walrus Zoidberg? That's what I'm going to call that character, Walrus Zoidberg. Yeah. So, moment I heard that voice, I was like, yep, Zoidberg. Anyway, so, this episode, in a nutshell, is just Jack and Ashi hooking up. That is the whole part of the episode. And the villain they fight, called Lazarus 92, is actually kind of a cool villain. He's kind of like if Clayface was made out of maggots. So actually, he's actually kind of like a villain that, like an obscure Marvel villain called the Swarm, who, for those who don't know who the Swarm was a Nazi scientist who transferred his consciousness into a swarm of bees. And the body became the bees, like it would form back together to make like a swarm of killer bees. So yeah, it kind of reminded me of the villain the Swarm. But I'm pretty sure there's probably a better comparison, honestly. But I did like that. I think that's a really cool idea with some creatures where it's a massive swarm, but it makes into one conscious thought. Yeah. So Lazarus 92 was an interesting villain made of parasitic aliens, and yeah, it would make sense that he's because the whole scene is a downed prison ship. And honestly, after seeing this, I would love to see Gennady Tartakovsky's take on if he ever does like a horror show, an animated horror show. Yeah, I would love to see this, and not just because it's from this episode alone. No, there's been other times in both Samurai Jack and Symbiotic Titan. That word got away from me. Yeah, Symbiotic Titan, where it looks like, yeah, he could do sci-fi horror. If they ever do an Alien animated series, get Tarkovsky on it. Admit it. Alien animated series, Tarkovsky. You would, like, give your left nutsack to have that. Or, I don't know, something. Or your best friend's nutsack, probably. Point is, you'd give up a body part to get a Tarkovsky Alien animated series, am I right? Anyway. But yeah, like I said, the meat of this episode is Jack and Ashi getting together, and there's some great moments in here where they're fighting the assassins with all the letters on them, and there's some great wordplay, like they're in a swarm of people and it says "Die Samurai Jack," and I couldn't help but think when all the tiger people are coming in, the tiger assassins, all I could think was, before we get started, does anybody want to get out? Yeah, all I could think was that scene from Winter Soldier, because the moment I saw them walk in, I was like, Jack and Ashi versus a bunch of cat-like assassins. They should have brought more guys. And I mean that for the assassins. And there is some great moments in here with Ashi using like this double-bladed sword and shield. And I love this moment where her clothes get eaten off, and Jack goes, "Ashi, you're naked!" And I was like, dude, she's been naked since you met her. Like, it's only now that she's clothed. Did you not realize? Well, to be fair, we didn't know that was part of her skin, all that ash and tar on her. I mean, even we didn't know, so I can't really, fault Jack for that, because even we fucking didn't know, so... that she'd been naked the whole time, when they first met, so I can't fault him for that, because even we didn't know, so I can't, whatever, I've talked enough. But there's some great moments in here of Ashi just killing all these little parasites, and it is a very sweet moment, because here's the thing, and you're probably wondering, well, why are you harping on the whole Jack and Ashi thing? I'm not harping on it, because when you think about it, Jack's never really had a love interest. Well, there was that time that he was attracted to a woman, and it turned out to be Aku, and I felt really bad for him, because that was probably super awkward. But yeah, the whole thing with it is that Jack's never really had someone to be around. And you would imagine that someone who's been here over 50 years in this timeline, and even as a kid growing up, he never really had anyone to be emotionally attached to outside of his parents. And the timeline he was a part of. So now that I think of it, there was that little girl he got his first kiss from, but in the flashback episodes. But even then, that was just like a childhood thing. He's never really experienced this kind of emotion. So, of course, Jack's acting a little awkward. I know some people are harping on, oh, Jack's acting kind of like a schoolboy. Wouldn't you, if you've never really, been with a woman, let alone in over 50 years? So I don't fault Jack for this. I really don't fault Jack for the way he acted in this. Because, yeah, he doesn't know. No one gave him the talk. So, I feel, I'm sorry, Jack. So, it was a really cute moment when he and Ashi finally kissed, and Frank Sinatra's playing in the background, and I was like, this is really nice. Tarkovsky's probably gonna mess with us in the next episode, because I looked ahead and said that Jack and Aku were going to face off, and Jack is going to find something out about Ashi's past, which I'm kind of worried about, because maybe that gives leeway to Jack, being her father, like that. That theory that goes around that maybe she's not the daughters of Aku are a cult. And it's kind of obvious that that Aku probably never really went around the cult. So, yeah, and wouldn't that be the biggest fuck you to Jack? Wouldn't that be like Aku would do something like that, where he would just have that, yeah, you hooked up with your own daughter, ha ha. And that seems like something out of the movie Old Boy. Not the American remake, the original Korean movie. If you ever seen Old Boy, then you know what I'm talking... The original Korean film Old Boy, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah. So, all in all, this is an episode I'll go back to, but not to say it's bad. It's really, saying an episode... I'm not saying this episode is bad. Let me state that again. This episode is not bad. It's just an episode when I get the DVD of this, it's not an episode I'm going to, replay over and over again. But it's not bad. There is some good here. It's just kind of like awkward romance stuff, and it feels a little out of place when we only have 2 more episodes left, is what I'm trying to say. we only have like 2 episodes left, so it's a little odd to have a kind of awkward romance with Jack and Ashi in here. If it was like, if we had like 13 episodes, then maybe I'd say, okay, the scene, we need a little break, but still, we're coming to the finish line here, so do we need time for this? Unless it's going to be a huge thing in the next episode, which I have a feeling it will. So, yeah, again, not a bad episode, just it felt a little out of place because, like I said, we're coming to the end, so, but it's still a good episode. Still a good episode. Anyway, so there you go, guys. There you go. So you guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this. And also, what do you guys think to all my Jack Ashi shippers? I'm kind of like half and half on it, but still, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.